All right, you guys. Hey, excuse me as I take a little sip. Okay, so what I am going to begin by saying is first off, thank you everybody who hung out with me at our 10 o'clock session earlier today. Many of you were so generous and so kind, and you gave so many donations, more than what I had realized, in fact. And so I can already tell you, because I just got done, sorry, Aries tail is folding our backdrop, because I just got done doing the winners from, or who gave donations from my 9 a.m. session over on my other channel. I will tell you, it took me 2 hours to get through those 30 winners, and we have 39 winners here. And so, with that in mind, I can already tell you this is going to have to, I'm going to have to break it into two parts. And I apologize to keep the second half of you guys waiting, but my option was I either do it really fast, and I'm not very fast. I'm just not. And I don't want to be rushed. Or I just hope you guys can handle the breathless anticipation, because I have I have to leave at 3 o'clock for an appointment, and I will be gone for a couple hours. So it'll be half that gets done right now, and then the other half, it'll be the very next video that I post later on this evening. Probably I won't be able to go live again until at least, probably not till about 6:30 p.m. So right now it is 2 o'clock. It might be closer to 7, actually. I want to give myself the breathing space. So I'll get done with as many as I can right now without feeling rushed. And I don't want to do crappy card pulls. I don't like to be rushed. So I hope you guys understand that you were so incredibly generous, but I don't talk fast enough. If I really kept it to one card for each person, I could get this done in an hour, but then I just feel like I would be shortchanging everyone, including me, and I don't like to do it halfway. So thank you in advance for your understanding. So let's begin. Winner number one, or I should say subscriber number one, is Angelina D Almeida. Almeida, excuse me. I forgive me if I mispronounced something. You're coming in at 215. All right, so here we go. And we'll just go through as many of these as we can. Angelina, that doesn't feel the right deck. Forgive me. See, and this is where I waste time, but if it doesn't feel right, I don't want it. I want to do what feels correct. There we go. I wanted gold and red. I have no idea, but I already knew in my mind's eye. I don't know if Angelina speaks of gold and red for some reason to me, but the name instantly flashed those colors in my eyes, not softer blues and teals, but brighter. I got an 8 of Wands. 8 of Wands. Message from the cosmos says, we have incoming. We have excitement. Even this lion is shocked. It's like, what the hell? What is going on? And we have somebody who knows exactly what their mark is. So I got to say, either our character is going to get very clear about the words that they need to speak to someone. This could be somebody's going to be very brave and say, speak from the heart, or this is somebody speaking from the heart to talk to our lead character. We have a 2 of Wands and we have a 4 of Swords. Okay, somebody's breaking the silence. And I will say this, if somebody takes the time to break the silence, it's because they have something heartfelt to say. It's probably not just like, hey, I know we haven't talked in 4 months, but I just randomly was like, squirrel. It's not that. This says that, and I think that's an important message. The cosmos is saying, if somebody suddenly reaches out, it's because they meant to. If somebody sends a message, if somebody wants to talk, especially after a time of silence, they have a motive. They intended to say it. And so maybe these are words worth listening to, unless, and this is the other big message here, because I see two major messages, unless our character sits with it and they go, okay, just because they want to talk to me, do I need to talk to them? Have I healed? Am I done? Do I need to hear any more from this person or about the situation? If my answer is no, then my answer can be silence. I don't have to respond. Or likewise, if our character says, I have something that I need to say to them, they may not respond back. But that might be because that is the right route. It's one person speaks, the other one gets to react or respond. And sometimes no response is the response. And it may still be The only reason I'm not responding is because I'm actually healing from this and I don't need to continue to talk. If I'm going to respond, it'll be for the purpose though of, yes, I want to heal. This is kind of, there's one little extra bit of encouragement, which is do the thing that's going to create more healing, not more chaos, especially if there's been some time and some silence. And now there's a chance to talk again. Evaluate what's my motive in responding or failing to respond, because it says don't shortchange what we want to have happen. The best outcome is to always have healing, always to have something positive. So, what will drive that positive outcome? Silence, or will me communicating with this person yield the healing? And only our character can decide, but it's a real wise message, I think. When somebody reaches out, no, they're doing it because they have an intent, they want to talk. It's not a mistake. But now, what do I want? What will drive the best outcome? Communicating or letting it go? And likewise, recognizing that if somebody fails to respond to us, maybe it's because that's the best outcome for themselves, and just let it go. I don't know. I like that one. That was very graceful. That's a very graceful message. I loved that. All right. Thank you again, Angelina. You're so kind. All right. Next up, Amanda Curry is coming in at 610. All right. Amanda Curry, I think we are going to go with this deck for you. Something with a crystal and a dragon. Maybe it's going to be about this year. We've got a 7 of Pentacles, and the cards kind of kept flying out of my hands a little bit. 7 of Pentacles is about growth. It's about expansion. It's about possibly growth in money or ideas that can turn into money. Lots of times I look at 7 of Pentacles as passage of time. But the thing is, she's sitting here saying, I got all these great ideas. I've learned a lot from books, but now I really want to kind of do something that's coming out of my own mind, my own brain. We had the Hierophant and we got the Wheel of Fortune. I would say, because I usually look at the Wheel of Fortune as like a year's timeline, I would say that this, especially because we've got the Hierophant here as well, and it's like the cosmic classroom. We're in the cosmic classroom, and the universe is kind of saying, the reason you've got these divine ideas, the reason you've been stewing and brewing on these different thoughts and plans is because that's your incredible, divine thesis of something that you personally are gifted to be able to conceive of, this idea that other people don't think of it the same way you do. It's your own beautiful brain baby. And maybe this is a good time to put your beautiful brain baby into action, bring it into the world, give birth to it so others can see it, make sure you can profit off of it, slap your name on that. If you have an idea that no one else has come up with for a product, make sure you get the patent. Make sure you share your beautiful, divinely inspired ideas. Now, I will say this. This is a time for many things to come into fruition, and this could also be the year that a character actually winds up getting married. They could meet a divine counterpart who has needed to do some learning, and they've waited for a long time, still obviously moving forward in their own life, but time has passed, and someone who they basically have been in the cosmic classroom with has finally graduated, and they are finally ready to take some real action. So this could apply to a relationship as well. But I look at it more from the message from the universe, which is the ideas and inspiration that we have is our divine little brain baby. So make those things come into reality, into fruition, because nobody can think quite like we can. Nobody has the ideas quite like we have. So that's really special. And that's a connection to the divine and a divine self-expression. And this might be the time to really create the business, put your name out there. This is just know that you're really special. That's what that message is. I actually really liked that one too. There's no space up there. I better keep that deck there. Sandy Mara, darling, here we go. Let's get started. You are 906. All right, Sandy, I'm going to go with this deck. And hold on, I might need another sip. Just a moment. Sorry. I know I sip ugly too. I saw that. I never watched my own videos back, but I had to watch to edit one, and I was taking a sip and I was like, oh, that's awful. So with the 8 of Wands, we've got this energy of forward action. We've got an energy of communication. And this is, I feel like a really strong ethnic or Native American vibe, or even with the color tones, it makes me think of For some reason, like Thailand as well, we could have travel, we could have action taken, we could have somebody's learning how to speak another language, or they're learning how to make a really spicy dish. We have that someone's guides are saying, go, take off, go do this magical thing. It's funny though, because this could be around like December or sometime when it snows, because I see we're up above the tree line and we've got snow, but I keep seeing I don't know, maybe this is like up in the Himalayas or something. We got Ace of Swords. What's coming in is truth, and the truth is going to cut through a web of confusion. A truth is going to cut through a web of lies, even. We could be dealing with a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. We could be dealing with a Leo, Sag, Aries. We have Leo again with the Sun, and we have a Five of Wands. Okay. I would never normally say it this way, but this is a good fight. It's not always bad to hash stuff out. In fact, I almost feel like this is a message from the cosmos that says, if we really need to clear the air, the only way to do that is to just come on in. Maybe it's going to be spicy. Maybe it's going to be an argument. I almost feel like this is an argument between people that actually love each other, and both are going to actually be really happy that you care enough to fight with me about this, that you care enough to work things out with me. I'm picturing right now like maybe a non-romantic energy. This is like siblings who had a fight, and then the one hops in their car and drives over to the other person's house, and it's like, listen, do not hang up on me. That is not what I said. I said blah blah blah, and you took it like I meant such and such. And I feel like there's going to be like this warm glow anyway of, well, I'm still going to argue with you some more, but man, am I glad you're here. You really showed me that you really care. This is not, I don't know how to say this other than there's a big ball of confusion that has to be worked out. And how long does it take to unknot a big old ball of yarn? It takes a long time. So if there's a lot of confusion, expect it to take more than one conversation. But the proof that somebody cares enough to put the energy in to say, no, I want you to understand, you matter to me, that is going to make somebody's heart glow. The fact that you care enough to fight this out with me, that we're actually going to come to a solution. This could be somebody coming to someone's aid. I still feel like there's going to be a lot of intensity and pressure, but somebody is coming in with the intention to help sort it out. And I think something that was really complex, I think that the truth that comes out of this is, wow, you really care about me. You really like me. You like me enough to stand beside me right now. And even when I'm maybe not my best self, you're still nice enough to want to fight with me and for me. This is actually really beautiful. I feel like it's an incoming message that is going to be true, even though it's not an instant like, okay, now all problems are resolved. It's the proof that we both care to resolve this. These are people that already like each other. These are people that don't mean each other any harm. This is an argument that it's almost like the universe sends a message that says, when somebody keeps trying, it's because they really care. So don't fight for the sake of fighting. Know that they're actually trying to get to the bottom of something because they care. And likewise, maybe it's speaking those words point blank. Look, I wouldn't still be here or still be calling you or writing to you unless I cared. So it's just a different way to look at something. Are the problems still here? Yes. But do we care enough to say, but I want to fight for this, or I want to help you in this moment, or help you understand what I meant? Yes, that goes a long way to prove like I'm in this, I'm here. I don't know. I liked that one. It was very, it reminds me of my own family. So maybe that's why I was like, oh, I like this. That's familiar. But anyway, thank you again, Sandy. All right, next up, we have Carmen Enriques coming at 1411. All right, Carmen, let's see what we've got, my dear. What is the message from the cosmos? Knight of Pentacles. Something's moving slow, but slow means we have time to savor it. This says, don't forget that we're on a journey. We're on whatever journey we're supposed to be on. Oh, yeah, definitely savor the times that are happy. Savor being out there in the sun. Savor the enjoyable moments. It's okay if we get bogged down. Like, let's look at it as we're driving in traffic and now it's great. Look at, I'm stuck in traffic. Yeah, but we could listen to that awesome audio book that we wanted to hear. Now it's oh my God, I can't believe it. I get to hear the next chapter of that. That's so enjoyable. Find the enjoyment in the slower process, is what the universe says. Queen of Wands, and recognize who you're becoming. It takes time to build good things. It takes time to chisel our personal strength. It takes time to become who we are. So once we get to a moment in time where we realize I am the Queen of Wands, enjoy what it means to be queen. King, queen, doesn't matter. I don't read for genders, but enjoy the fact that once we have worked so hard to become the person that we are, and the things that we've accrued in our lives and the way we've shaped our lives, really stand there and soak it up and be proud of where we are instead of rush to the next obstacle that we have to overcome. This says life is definitely a marathon, not a sprint, but who our character has either already evolved into or is going to become, they're going to become a better, stronger version of themselves if they don't sprint, but they kind of mosey. There's a lot of, sometimes if we speed read, it's great. We can get through a book fast. But did we get all the essence and the nuance? Did we get a chance to, think and process what we just read? Because sometimes you learn a lot more if you take your time a little bit and if you enjoy the entire process. I feel like this is somebody who's sitting there reading a good book and they're enjoying it. Maybe they weren't supposed to have to be stuck at the, whatever, the doctor's office for 3 hours, but now they are. But they got a chance to read that book. Now they're enjoying every aspect. This says, I think our character is going to have a time period where it feels like a plateau in their life, but it's a happy plateau. So don't be in a rush to get to the next mountain to climb. I really like that. This is a character who's going to get to sit on their laurels for just a little bit. And our characters don't get that very often. So I'm super happy to see that. Next up, I've got Jana Engle coming in at 1650. Oh, excuse me, 59. Okay. Jana, I want to go with this deck. One that has like a very prominent third eye and a serpent on it. So a lot of change, a lot of intuition, possibly. We'll see. Nurturer of Swords. Queen of Swords, and she got this big old fatty owl up there overseeing everything that she does. This queen has had to protect herself. You notice that she's got a pretty spiky crown on. She has a way of keeping her boundaries quite high. That emanates from her crown. She could even have a real sharp tongue, quick wit. Some people won't get her sarcasm and they'll be like, oh, mean. And other people will be like, oh, you acid-tongued devil, you. Give me more. I saw some bumper sticker that said, if you can't say anything nice, at least say something sarcastically witty. And I was like, that's such a great bumper sticker for her. The fact that we've got somebody with a sharp intellect, she has, and it could be a little bit understated, a little bit low key, because she looks almost fragile, but obviously like mine, like a diamond. And we have an ancestor overseeing her. I think this is one of those very soft, very beautiful people, very intuitive, but she might confuse a lot of people. We got an Ace of Cups in the reverse. Okay, so the universe says, maybe that's just it. A lot of people might be confused by her. She actually is, a queen upright is always lovely. This is an honest, truthful, loyal heart. This is somebody, and she has her own fragility as well, of course, but this is somebody deeply intuitive, deeply spiritual, but she could come across to others who don't know how to read her poker face. She could come across as somebody who's just a little bit like intimidating, when in fact that might be because she's been wounded. And it's kind of it's a nice message from the universe to say how you view yourself is likely not the way others will view you, because you do very good at hiding or keeping your emotions in a vault, especially the ones that hurt. Because a Queen of Swords has a way to say, well, if something hurt, it's because, X, Y, or Z. They can look at it logically. They can put it under a microscope and they can identify, why something didn't work. But knowing it logically and then still allowing oneself to process it emotionally is kind of two different things. And so I think that this message about our queen is just we have a nurturer of wands, which is now we have the Queen of Wands, and we have the Nine of Cups. I definitely feel as if the universe is almost encouraging her to, not that she has to change for anybody else's comfort per se, but if other people are confused by her, by how she has the ability to keep people at bay, especially when she's wounded, this says the things that might bring her warmth back out are when she starts to really do things that make her happy. Being around people, and when she does things that she enjoys, brings out her soft side. It's almost like a major transformation. She could work in a really high capacity career path also that requires her to be very like diligent and very streamlined, and people still don't know the real her. They don't know her life story. They don't know how she's been hurt. They don't know what she's had to rise above. They don't know the sexy like voluptuous side of her, and they certainly don't know how soft her face looks or how big her smile is when she's doing things that she loves. It just says be mindful that you show one side of yourself, especially when we're wounded, or we show one side of ourselves to the world when we're in work mode, versus the more authentic side of ourselves. This is the more real piece of her life story. She's a phoenix rising from the ashes. She's somebody who's like, yeah, bad stuff happens, but I don't let it crush me. I've got that kind of spirit. I can rise up, and I do expect better for myself. I know I deserve more, and I'm going to go out and get happier things. This is, I think, the more true her, but this is perhaps how she's been pegged, only because somebody hasn't seen this sexy, softer side of herself. And it's likely because she's been protecting herself for a while. So it's just that side note that this is a beautiful person any way we slice it. But if somebody is misjudging her, it's probably just because they don't know how to climb inside and figure her out when she's got a crown on with that many spikes. It's hard to get close and read somebody if you don't get a chance to be around them when that softer side of them shines. So it's more so that she understands why somebody would misinterpret her, or maybe she's misinterpreted somebody else and she's, just hasn't gotten to know them. It's almost like if we think we don't like somebody, instead spend some time with them when they're doing the things that they really enjoy. And we might see the more real side of them, the softer side, the side of them that lets our guard down. I think she has a duality that's going to make her quite a mystery and quite alluring, though, to others, is what I see in this story. So anyway, Jana, that was a different one. I liked that. Next up, we have Liora Viroa. And so I'm going to put 2250 down on the counter. So Liora, let's go ahead and get into this. And I think I want to go with this deck for you. All right, Liora. What is our message from the cosmos? We have a Knight of Wands, but in the reverse. So we don't have the scattered energy of rushing in, rushing out. If anything, we have either dismissed scattered energy, like someone has thought through something and said, and this I don't need, and that I'm not going to deal with, and these things I'm letting go of. I don't need the crazy buzzing energy. We're replacing it with true satisfaction. Nine of Cups. I think the message from the universe is to streamline the successes in our life means to dedicate ourselves to kind of like one task at a time. That might be the practice of a really successful individual, is to go ahead and commit to like, this is the day I do this is the day I do that. And I pour all my energy into one avenue and before I shift gears and then go into the next. Because I think this is like a character could like literally they could have the most satisfying month of their life. Every day they could knock something else out of the ballpark. If we have a month that is filled with things that we must do, instead of being overwhelmed and saying, I don't even know where to begin, this says one thing per day, one task per day. I mean, obviously, maybe we still have to prioritize what has to be done by this date, or this time of the month, but if our character devotes just one task per day, they could end up literally feeling like a freaking hero. I think this is going to be such a productive time frame. Such an incredible, instead of trying to do 10 things all at the same time, or letting them stack up. This character, look at this, knocks it out of the park every day. And we get the Chariot. It's all about moving forward. This character they really know themselves well too. This could be also the message for if our character operates this way, if they pour their energy into the things that they do well, or the things, in like an organized fashion, and they end up really enjoying this process because every day they feel like they're getting a win, it's going to move them forward in the way they feel about their own competency and their own success and what they're capable of. It does feel good when we move a mountain. But how do you move a mountain one shovelful at a time? And do you have to think that you're going to shovel this mountain every day and get it all done in 3 days? No. If you did a reasonable little bite-sized piece every day, you'd accomplish a lot. This is about true satisfaction and truly moving forward. And I would say it's because this character is streamlining everything. So these are kind of just like the little overall messages from the cosmos, but I liked the fact that we go from no scattered energy to completely directed, powered energy. And I say it because only emperors and empresses get to ride in our chariots. So this is somebody who's mastering everything. They're not just, oh, I'm so living in a life of luxury and I got it and I didn't have to earn it. No, this is a character who's going to earn every bit of it. This is a character who likes to count up their accomplishments. They like to be able to know what their what their capabilities are. Like really great athletes are always kind of looking for a chance to compete because they want to be pushed, or they want something to push against, whether it's their own personal best time or whether it's a great adversary. They like to be pushed, and then they like to win their medal by not cheating, and that's who this character is. They're like, I feel good about having a lot to do because I put it in order and then I knock it out of the park one after another after another. It's a very, I feel like this message is that this character is going to accomplish a ton seemingly with little effort, but it's just because of their diligence. But man, their outcome, so happy. It's so forward. It's so, I do want one more card on this, I think, because where they're headed next, where their energy is going to take them. We have 5 of Wands. We have the High Priestess in the reverse. Oh, they're geared up to build something huge. The 5 of Wands, literally, this could be a person who is going to be ready to build a house, or they're going to be ready to go ahead and start working on some other big project that they're going to have to build from the ground up. They've known this day was coming, and they've known everything is prepping them for this moment. I think this character has... it's kind of like part of their life purpose. It's kind of a big message. This is a character who has been preparing themselves to feel super confident because they needed that level of self-assurance, because what they do next is like a magnum opus. This is something big in their lives. This could be anything from they want to run for public office and restructure the way their whole government works. They could want to really be a part of the movers and shakers and builders of this world, and it's going to require them to have a ton of self-confidence because they're going to push back against continual adversarial opinions, and they have to be able to hold to their own. This is somebody who's going to be a really good negotiator. Maybe they're going to go into law school and become a very effective defense attorney or something. However we look at this, our characters been building their personal strength all this time for exactly this life purpose. That's actually really cool. I can understand why you have to be a really confident person to be able to go up against others that disagree with you, and to be able to hold your own. You got to know why you think what you think. Well, this character, they know why they think what they think. Very strong character. All right, next up, I'm going to go on to Gabriel Antoro Fuentes, and you are coming in at 2919. All right, Gabriel, let's go ahead and get started here. I chose a real vibrant deck for you as well. So we have Action of Pentacles, and we have the 2 of Wands in the reverse. Okay, this character The message from the cosmos says our character is not by any stretch of the imagination like lost or fumbling. They know exactly what they're doing. This is a very definitive character, but they also don't rush things. This is somebody who will take their time. They will move slow. They will do what needs to be done in a certain. I almost think that they make it look really easy. I don't even think that people know how determined this character is. Look at this. We have the sun. They are so direct. This is a very positive energy for our character. This is saying continue to move forward without ever flinching from what the plan is, because our character is being reminded, you already know, you're moving toward things that are going to make you happier. You're invested for the long haul. This is somebody who is probably quite brilliant. They probably put a plan into action, and they can see, if I, save my money this year and then put it into this account and it draws some more interest, I've now doubled this, and then one more year, and then one more year. Every single step that they're taking, I feel like this person is either going to be retiring on a beach somewhere, or they're going to be moving to a beach somewhere. They have a plan. And this plan is something that this is what their goal has been for a long time, maybe their whole life. They have known this. So this is not new for this person. And this says, don't lose sight of that goal, because our character is doing it for their happiness. And this, because it's the sun card, also strong Leo energy. Wow. And the world, Capricorn energy. This is a life-altering path. This is, I keep feeling like this is somebody moving. I don't know if they're moving to Mexico, they're moving someplace by the sea, but they have a plan of how to change their life. It feels like distance. It feels like travel. It could also be that somebody has a plan, because the world card can be seen by the world. They have a plan of doing something that is going to really put them in a very good light in the public eye. But I keep feeling like this is more a character has been saving their money. They have been planning for a long time exactly what their happy retirement looks like. And they're getting really, really close. I usually look at the world card as 1 year's time. And because we have the transformational energy of the butterfly right there, to me, this looks like our character is already going through some massive transformations, but it's one after another after another. Six of Swords. I think it's a life shift. Six of Swords is I'm moving from chaos into calm. I feel like I can't get away from the idea that this person is moving to a new location. And the message from the cosmos is, remember what the plan is. You worked this hard to get there. You've made these beautiful dreams for yourself, and these dreams are becoming reality because you put in the real dedication to make them happen. What this person is moving toward is, I'm not going to say a life of luxury, because we all work every day, right? We all got to wash our dishes. We all got to do something. But I will say, I think this person's going to have a lot more time out on the water. I feel like if they're somebody who likes fishing, or they like being at the sea, I keep thinking that they go fishing a lot. They're going to have a lot more time for that. Why? Because they have worked their buns off tirelessly year after year after year after year to get exactly here. But this is a person who, like, they put a good plan into action. And to move into something this calm, this peaceful, this applies to a lot of things in their life. I feel like this person is going to be living their best life, their dream. This means they'll be in a better energy. This means they probably will have better relationships. They probably will have, just a lighter energy to them. Their stress level is going to be much less. And so that's going to impact everything in their life in such a positive manner. That's a lot to look forward to. And I love the fact that the message is, remember, you worked really hard for this. You never once deviated. The reward is coming. This is like that reassurance, like, you done good, and it's still coming. The good stuff's still coming. So I don't know. I liked that one. That was beautiful. All right. Next up, I have got Manisha Kay coming in at 3403. All right, Manisha, I'm going to go with, I think, this deck. Hang on. Of course, I always want one at the bottom of all the other stacks. All right, Manisha, here we go. Let's get a message from the cosmos. We have the Death card, which is Scorpio, major ending followed by a major transformation and a rebirth. We have the Three of Pentacles, and we have the Ten of Swords. Wow. So many changes. We have a character ending one phase of their life and shifting into the next. We have, like, this is a character whose life just got very, very, um, I'll say very real because they are being rebirthed. This could be somebody going through a huge spiritual belief, transformation. This could be somebody who's ending a long-term relationship that was actually quite painful, and maybe they hadn't acknowledged just how much a certain relationship had caused them grief. It could have been with a specific individual. This could be this is the reassurance that the painful aspect of a connection that's coming to a close, and that there's so much more life still up ahead. A completely different opportunity. I feel like this is a specific relationship that is leaving a person's life. Look at this, and then we have the sun. It's kind of like they're coming through the dark night of the soul. And that dark night of the soul had someone as a key feature in it. It was a person they had to let go of. It was a mentality they had to release. It was almost like somebody was this big dark winged shadow over them all the time. Whether this was someone who caused our character grief or hurt, and that memory of that person really impacted our lead character here. If that was the case, whatever shadow they cast is being totally vanquished. Our character, like, this could be somebody reprogramming themselves. Sometimes we have the, excruciating misfortune to have had a really painful or toxic, say mother or father figure. And what they showed us, the lack of love or something, that can become the way we treat ourselves. And then finally, as we move beyond that, we say, no, I'm not going to let the pattern that I saw dictate how I talk about myself, how I think about myself, or how I think about relationships. And I'm breaking away from those, unkind words that were said to me, the things that then I decided I would say to myself. I break away from all of that. And now I realize those weren't even my words. Like, that toxicity belonged to somebody else. I was just carrying their nasty, horrible, oozing backpack. Like, I took on their burden, but it wasn't even mine. That's kind of the way I would say this is, if somebody else's hurt and pain could be packaged up and then they handed it to us and they put it on our shoulders, and it's like slimy and scuzzy and smells like rotting fish, and we've got this nasty backpack on. This is our character saying, wait a minute, that nasty backpack doesn't even belong to me. I don't got to carry this. I'm taking that off. And gaining the clarity on that, the insight on that is like, oh my God, I'm so thrilled. I don't have to carry their burdens. That's a big breakthrough, like a big breakthrough for this character. These burdens don't belong to me. I think our character is about to be so happy. That, or this is somebody else's journey and our character is just going to find out about this or have this. Look at this. We go to the 10 of Cups. Oh my God. From dark to light, right? Or rather dark to light. From unhappiness to pure joy. Even here, we could say, maybe this is the same person. Maybe this is somebody that they went through their dark night of the soul, and our character has gone through something similar because they were intimately interwoven to this person's journey. I mean, could this be like a 2 of Cups relationship where two people were impacting each other in both negative and now will be able to impact each other in a positive way? It's very possible. But I also think, I'm more inclined to say that a character was like dating the evil twin and now they're going to date the good twin. It feels like a huge painful journey is being replaced with something very similar, but instead this journey is going to be completely joyful, completely loving, so supportive. Obviously, the Death card always means a transformation, and the 10 of Swords is the end of an era of pain, but we're replacing it with exactly the flip side. Where there was death, now there is sunlight. Where there was a painful ending, now there is a completion of complete happiness. So this is like it's a 180. I mean, it's a complete 180. Could that represent somebody who's reinventing themselves, like somebody who's breaking away from an addiction or something? That possible. But I would just say the message from the cosmos is that promise that things don't stay awful. The transformation, when a character is ready to transform anyway, they can create a completely different storyline for themselves, a completely different dialogue. It does require change, though. If we want to change the outcome, we got to change something that we're doing. And I think that's the biggest message here. I just wish I could tell. See, to me, every time I look at this, I see that it's two characters, not one. And it's one of the things that's motivating change could be the fact that it's like, you know what, life is short. Let's lean in toward the sunny part. Let's lean toward the good stuff. Let's not carry around old burdens, whether that's, old anger that we had at each other, whether, it's holding grudges. If we both really want to change, we can do this and we can have a much better interaction and relationship. This could be healing a relationship with a father figure, or this could simply be a better turn of events where a character now has real loving, healthy connections in their life. In particular, it looks like one romance, one relationship is going to be suddenly extremely satisfying, where once upon a time a relationship was really quite devastating. But it's all because of the change. That transformation with the death card is massive. And I really think it's like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want something toxic anymore. And it's that plain and simple, and it kind of changes overnight. Someone's lost their taste for drama. All right, I'm going to leave that one there. All right, next up, I have got Crystal Suzzane coming in at 4136. All right, Crystal Suzzane. And then after that, I will mention Crystal Suzzane. You gifted, I believe, 3. And forgive me, I might be attributing one to you that I shouldn't. I know somebody gifted more. So I'm just going to go after this one. I'll go to 3 other individuals that I believe were gifted by Crystal Suzzane. But let's begin here. Crystal Suzzane, we have the Chariot and we have the 3 of Cups. Oh, this is nice. We have, first off, I don't know if somebody's going out to some lovely, like maybe a Mother's Day brunch or something. We've got really beautiful vases of flower and we've got teacups. It just feels like high tea. It also feels like truth is coming in. It feels like happiness. It feels like going out. It feels like going somewhere. There is tremendous forward motion, but there could be some surprises in here because we have the dark horse. And I always think of the dark horse as the unexpected winner. I feel like the universe is saying, character, what you've been doing has cultivated great returns. What you've been doing in your life, the way you have been, has actually touched a lot of people's hearts. And I think somebody's going to be taken someplace really nice. Or it's just saying the direction that our character's life is moving is really lovely. I feel like there's a lot more support coming in for our character than what they perhaps would guess. I feel like there's a lot more opportunity, maybe better friendships up ahead. We keep seeing 3. 3 of Cups, and then we have 3 horses pulling the Chariot. So I keep feeling like there is a group effort or something that is going to be really exciting, really joyful. This is definitely a storyline that's not just about one person, it's about the collection of people. And we have 7 of Swords. I feel like it's a collection of people that are going to have our characters back. If there is unfair gossip, if there is something untrue, I feel like this is a situation where, friends rally around our character and say, don't you worry, we got your back. That's not true. Let us give you a fair picture of who you really are and, how you really are. We know you better than anybody. We'll tell you the truth. It feels like, I think if our character has ever had, look at this 8 of Swords, has ever had either an unkind viewpoint of themselves in their head, or they let that bog them down, or I don't know why, but now I'm going to say, if somebody's car is broken down, somebody's going to come pick them up. If a character has needed good friends and a support network to give them the truth about what are you doing? You're a beautiful person. We can tell you that. If you don't believe, yourself, let us vouch for what we're saying is true. The reason we care about you, the reason we want to be around you is because you're a good person. I feel like it's helping a character in a moment where they've either heard something that was a lie and it really kind of hurt their feelings and it got them a little bit stuck. And being stuck is not the place to be. I think it's almost as if the message here is turn to our friends and companions and, people that know us well when we're getting confused because we're trying to figure out somebody just said this or that to me. Are they right? Maybe somebody said something unkind about our lead character and they're like, God, it got me thinking, am I an ogre? Am I what they said? He says, no. Reach out to the people that know our character deeply and that will be friendly enough to also speak the truth. Because this says, I think our character is going to be able to move on from a big worry that they had. Like, I don't know, I've been kind of unable to shake off something that somebody said. Well, somebody lied through their teeth and said something that wasn't untrue. But it's like they need a touchstone of friends, of companions that'll say, no, ignore that person. We know better. Keep moving forward. This is a kind of like the message that says, are we going to believe the countless friends that know us well? Or are we going to believe the one person that comes up and says something that just doesn't even fit well with us? Are we going to get stuck on one person's lack of ability to be truthful? Or are we going to turn to the truth that comes from a multitude of people that know us really well? It can be hard because lies are always confusing. And especially if they're mean-spirited lies, that can really get us up in our head. And this all says, don't let one person's unkindness make our character get up in their head. Spend more time with people that love us and that know us well for our flaws and our beautiful parts. That's where we're going to get a better reflection, and it'll help shine light on the fact that, oh, that other person was just jealous. They were just sass talking me, telling me a whopper because they wanted me to get stuck. Nope, that's not going to happen. I got friends that reflect the truth to me a lot better. Not telling me what I want to hear, but people that actually care about me and know who I am. I think that's a better source of, like who to confide in. So I think our character is going to be able to let go of that. I think it's kind of like a hurt feeling. I think that was not a very nice energy, but thankfully our character is not going to sit in that energy for very long. All right. Thank you again, Crystal Suzzane. All right. So next up, we are going to go to Holly Light, coming in at 4740. Okay. So let's see here. For Holly Light, I think I want to go with this deck right here. All right, Holly Light. Let's see what we've got for you. What is the message from the cosmos? We have a Four of Wands and a King of Pentacles. Okay. So this is really beautiful, really strong. We have grounded energy on both of these. We have this beautiful home to live in. We have this incredible, Four of Wands life is where everything is kind of balanced and equal. I've chosen the right partner. I've chosen the right career. I've chosen the home that I really want to live in. And because I've chosen wisely and I give my energy to it, they give back to me. This is right where I want to be. This is a life I've picked, and this is what I've developed. All of this to me, because this is more like the message from the cosmos that says, when we are trying to build the life that we want, the love that we want, to keep thinking about the positives instead of the negatives. Like, well, I want that, but I probably can't get it. Well, I would like to have somebody like that, but real love doesn't exist. None of that is a part of this. This is such an encouraging message. It says, only think about and envision the very best for ourselves. Only envision what we truly want. Don't, sometimes, I don't know why this, I don't know if our character like reads, romance novels or something where there's always got to be like a conflict, or there's, a big drama, or this says, let's not imagine that our life story has to be like a movie where we say, well, I'd like this, but then I know I'll hit a big blockage. And then when I had a blockage, then I'll have to overcome it. And then eventually, maybe someday I'll have success. Or maybe I'll never get to have success because some of the characters that I read never get it. It feels like, let's not assume that there's any blockage. Let's imagine, what if we could imagine and manifest simply moving forward, simply finding what we want and investing in it and getting happier every day with our investment? Why could that not be our path? Why would we assume there has to be blockages? Why build that into our manifesting? So this is such a great message. I haven't had one quite like that streamlined, come out before. We have possibly a divine feminine who's sitting in a king's energy. So in a masculine energy, meaning the energy of the sun, I can take this action. We have the moon though, and this moon has a bit of a protective energy on it. And it's pertaining to the subconscious. If our character has the ability to manifest this much beauty, what's their fear? Is their fear holding them back? Is what the universe says. What is the thing that our character is hiding from or holding back from? Page of Wands. It's funny, we have like a shy character. I feel like there are things looking for them, something wonderful looking for them. Maybe, or maybe this is them saying, no, I still just feel like, I mean, I know what I'd like to have, but I don't know if I can reach those heights. This says, oh my, yes, they can. But also, if they've been hiding themselves away from this kind of success, there's something here where it's either that they diminish how attractive they think they are, or how likely they would be to attract someone that would be really have eyes for them and only for them. Why would somebody not have eyes only for them? I mean, this person's a catch. This feels like a person who's really good at creating financial wealth. They're really good at creating things and making things happen, but they have this one little inner chink in their inner armor that still says, yeah, but probably nobody's going to be that interested in me for the long term. I mean, I can generate long-term wealth and stuff, but probably, no one will be that focused on wanting to build with me. That's their kind of like quiet little fear in here. And I think this is calling their bluff. The universe is like, come on now, you got this. Who wouldn't want to be with you? You're beautiful, you're handsome, you're talented, you're awesome, you're loving, you're giving, you're a manifester. You have every incredible vibration that anyone could ever be drawn to. So why are you hiding some of that? Because you keep thinking, I'll probably just be disappointed. Somebody might not want to do more than just give me a little bit of their attention. No, this person is underselling themselves. I feel like this is a very successful person that is quite shy. And on one hand, it's endearing and it's sweet, but on the other hand, they have so much to offer, and they're kind of not letting anybody come find them because of that little tiny piece of themselves that they keep going, I don't know though. Let me get one more here. I really like how supportive this is. With the Temperance card, you notice that it's time to let an old insecurity go and bring in the new, beautiful, amazing. Look, she is a master attractor. Something here she has to let go of, though, in order to make space for somebody new, in order to make space for new ideas, in order to have a new level of, all right, I'm not going to hide out anymore. Come on, universe, bring in the good ones. Yes, I believe someone would want to see me as a catch. Yes, I do believe that. She kind of has to just get a little bit balanced here in that new mindset. So it's a very lovely encouragement to kind of come out of her shell just a little bit. We have Sag energy and Pisces coming in real strong on that. So a lot of emotion, but then also some fire. And I think she's going to shift from emotion to passion. And I think that's kind of the nice migration of energy in this. All right, my dear, I'm going to leave that one there. Next up, I've got Autumn Ambition. And again, Autumn Ambition, this is courtesy of Crystal Suzzane. All right, so I think for Autumn Ambition, I think I really want to use this deck that's right in front of me. It's one of my cat decks. So let's see. What is the message from the cosmos? We have a Four of Swords. It's been a time to rest. It's been a time to heal. And I kind of think, though, that the universe is coming in, sending in that bird to squawk and say, like an alarm bell, like, time to get up. You've been resting. You've been peaceful, but it's daytime and it's a sunny, beautiful day. Come on out. Come on out and play. Three of Cups. Oh my gosh. And the Tower. I love that these cats are like total chaos right there. They accidentally turned on the wrecking ball. They're excited. They're just mischievous little guys. But the fact that the universe is here saying, I know you've been resting and that's okay. It's good to heal. It's good to take some downtime. But there's a lot of fun to be had in this thing we call life. And I think that our character is going to get some, I don't want to call it rude awakenings because I think it's going to be boisterous good times up ahead, but they're kind of missing out on some really enjoyable antics, and they probably are going to be pulled out of their quiet zone here pretty soon. And I think it's going to be wonderful. I don't even think they're going to be able to go back to the quiet zone. If this person had been spending more time for, let's say, the last 3 months, 4 months, more time just off on their own, more time saying, hey, I'm on my healing journey. No, I don't want to interact with a bunch of others. I'm doing some meditation. I'm resting more. I mean, that's beautiful. That's great. But this actually says perhaps the downtime has become, how do I want to put it? Like dull. And maybe some of this silly pizzazz that comes with dealing with others. This is like, hey, you can still do calm, wonderful things, but like maybe go out to a yoga class, Pilates class, meet those other people and their spandex and, like interact and, go do different things, go to the local Saturday market, go out with friends, get out into the sunlight. And then maybe even when you get more comfortable with that and spending time with people again and having a good time, then maybe make some big changes. Then maybe think about, all right, I'm ready to break down my quiet walls and get loud. And now I'm ready to go out and actually interact, not just with a close group of friends or family members that I trust, but maybe I'll be about ready to, do the big brave stuff. Maybe get into relationships again. Maybe, put myself out there. Look at this, 6 of Wands. Yeah. This is a character who's either been healing from, like a wound, whether emotional or physical, but they have recuperated. And I think that the universe is going to start bringing in boisterous little bouts of excitement. And I think it's because this character is very talented. This character has a lot going for them. And it is time that they kind of get back to interacting with others in a louder way, because it's basically like the universe is saying, look, we need you, right? You have every right to rest when you need to, but the cosmos, the collective, we need your energy too, because you got a lot of success and you have a lot more success up ahead. So won't you come out and play? Won't you come out and, now I've got that song. Won't you come out and play in your empty garden? Is it, what's his name? I can see his face. Elton John. I love that song. I haven't heard that in forever. I feel like this character is just being asked to bring your talents back to the rest of the group. We miss you. That's how I would describe that. All right, next up, we're going to go with V. Petterson. And this is the one where V. Petterson, I believe this was a gift to you from Crystal Suzzane, but I might be misapplying that. Please forgive me if I just did that. I apologize. I don't mean to get it wrong, but there was a lot going on earlier today. All right, 5853. And hold on, V. Peterson, excuse me. I need a little sip. And then I'm keeping track of my time because I'm going to have to skedaddle, and then I'll do the second half of these a little bit later. But for right now, let's get to V. Petterson. All right, what is our message from the cosmos? We've got a Queen of Wands going to the King of Wands. And we got somebody sitting right in front of like this incredible imagery of the empire that they're going to be building. This is somebody that's got something really beautiful to look forward to. Somebody's got something really beautiful that they've been creating. We have a Page of Wands going to the Knight of Wands. So much wand energy, so much fire energy. So this looks to me all like we've got Leo, Sag, Aries. We have passion. We have creative energy. We have somebody who could be graduating. We're coming up to the season of graduation. This could be somebody who's about to become an empty nester, and they are thinking about, oh my gosh, I haven't dated in a long time, but I'd really love to now. The message from the universe is just kind of saying the progress in life. Sometimes we feel like we're super mature, we've got it all figured out. Other times we feel like we're starting fresh again. But that's because every time we graduate and learn something new in life, we're starting at the bottom rung of some new experience, right? But I gotta say, for a Queen and a King of Wands to be here, this looks like it's a message about love, it's about cooperation, and it's about feeling like they're falling in love all over again, feeling like a relationship could be built, a kingdom could be built, not just as a model, but as something real. This feels like a returning hope, a hope for love, a hope for falling in love like we've never been hurt before. The entire process of courtship to, big passion to then turning it into a real relationship. 9 of Swords going to the 10 of Swords. This is such a cathartic change. So there had been a lot of tension that is all coming to a close. This might have been tension surrounding the entire idea of love and everything it entails, walking through it and getting into it again. Oh my God, it's a nightmare. It's not a nightmare anymore. It actually is starting to feel good. It's starting to feel hopeful. It's starting to feel like I could do this again. 6 of Wands going to the 7 of Wands. You mean maybe this is a character who's been single for a long time and they're just now starting to think about, it'd be awesome to have somebody who has my back, especially during times that get difficult. Maybe I was a little disillusioned in love, but I'm kind of not anymore. 8 of Wands going to the 9 of Wands. We got a lot of healed energy here. A lot of wounded warriors standing back up, a lot of stuck energy shifting to this transformative, I always call this my Phoenix rising from the ashes. And we have a Knight of Cups going to the Queen of Cups. I think our character had to get their head around the idea that this could come back into their lives. My impression, and I know this is very specific, but I go with whatever messages I get, good, bad, or ugly. My impression is that we've had a character who for maybe a long time just cast stuff out of their head and said, I'm not going to go through some marriage again. I'm divorced or I'm single and that's how it is. And they might have said that like their mantra for quite a while. And that mantra is over. And they're just now realizing, I never thought I would be even entertaining the idea of, I can see that person flirting with me. They make me feel super attractive. God, it's been a long time since I felt like this. I love that song by, it's called Heartless Bastard is the name of the group, but I think it's called Only for You. And it starts out, it's been a while since I met someone like you, and I'd really like to get to know you, something like that. It's been a while since I felt this way about someone, and I'd really like to get to know you. I think that's just it. It's if this character had been told, there's going to be a great love, that there's going to be a chance to have an entire empire together, you're going to feel that way again. This character for the longest time was like, whatevs. And their entire opinion has changed. Many things are shifting, specifically in the context of love and romance. And I think they're going to be really pleasantly surprised by the interactions and the reactions of romantic partners. If somebody said, chivalry is dead, there's no good women out there, there's no good guys out there, I think that is completely untrue, but I think it's going to be really obvious. It's going to be revealed that that's not true. It's not true that there's no good ones left. There's some really good ones out there, and I think our character is about to meet one. So really nice on that. All right, I'm going to do just one more right now. Uh, Aram Cara, and so, excuse me, Aram Cara. Excuse me for mispronouncing your name. I'm sorry. 10440. Okay, so Aram Cara, let me go ahead and I think for yours, I think I want to go. There it is. Yes, yes, yes. Perfect. Okay. What is our message from the cosmos? We have got the Five of Cups, and I always think that this one is a different Five of Cups because we have all these abalone shells laid out almost like it's a like there would be an offering placed in them. We've got it, obviously very intentionally placed, and it's very artistically placed. And we've got the starship, starfish in the middle, and I always think of the abalone shells as like, bowls that we can place, let's say sage in, or we can place, different offerings. This particular Five of Cups is less about absence and more about welcoming in abundance. So although Five of Cups can be about loss, this is about, but I'm laying out all my cups and I'm maybe sending up a message to the cosmos saying, you see, my cups are ready to be filled. I have had some, something came along and ate all of my abalone meat, and now, universe, do you think you could send, some snacks on down? We got the Judgment in the reverse. This is definitely somebody who is saying, I don't want them to be filled with the same things though as last time. If I could bring something different in for myself this next time, something that won't leave me feeling empty. And I think that's kind of the big message from the cosmos is, let's not wish for things to come back into our world that will only leave us empty again. Either we have to make a delay in making a judgment on something, or we've made the decision not to try to give a second chance to the same old. What's the point in doing the same thing but hoping for different results? We're not going to get it. We need to do things different. This is like we got to change our tune, change our song. This Three of Wands says, okay, so this is very much about the future. It's very much about what comes in next. And you notice there's this huge connection to the cosmos. I kind of feel like, because we've got these electric guitars and they're, making fire, it could very much be that our character is going to be inspired by music. They could have a couple different awesome pieces of like pump up music, but maybe in the past they were listening to a lot of sad music that was, or maybe they need to get rid of their old playlists that they used to listen to when they were with that ex. Listen to some new music, bring up different songs that talk about the future, songs that remind us of hopes, wishes, dreams, and goals that we had before we dealt with somebody who left our cups feeling empty. If we're going to change our outcome, we got to change everything about how we think, is what the message says. So change our tune, change the words we sing, change the music we listen to, change the words that we speak. If we talk all the time about our ex, are we really moving on? Because if we say, oh, I don't want that ex back, but we keep talking about them, are we really moving forward yet? And I would say, I always like to use this analogy. If we were to go into a restaurant and we sit down to eat and we go, boy, one time I had this, chicken primavera and it was just terrible. So I don't want to order that. The waiter would be like, okay, cool, don't order that. And then we go on and we keep describing how awful that one dish was that we had that one time at that one other restaurant. At some point, the waiter is going to be like, I'm going to give you some more time to figure out what you want. And they're going to walk away kind of irritated. And if they come back and we start trying again to tell them about this one bad dish we had, eventually that waiter is going to be, look, I really need to know, are you going to order something here? Because I know you had a bad dish that you're not going to order now, but what do you want? And I kind of feel like, in the nicest of ways, that's like the message from the universe. Only talk about what you do want. What are you excited to eat? Forget the meals that weren't yummy. Forget the ones that gave us food poisoning. Forget the ones that weren't happy. Only focus on what we do want from here on out. Only talk about the excitement about, oh, I wanted to try this restaurant forever. What's your best thing on the menu? Oh, I love this. I'd want to try that. Let's order 3 little sampler plates. This is going to be fire. I can't wait to try this. It feels like look to the future without carrying the past. Don't talk about the past, only talk about what you want in the future. This feels very progressive and feels very, now it feels super easy. It feels super light. And it also, I think, is perfect because I think this character already knows that they want something different. And all they're doing is putting the plan into action. And the universe is like, say it clear, say it loud, tell me what you do want, not what you don't want, so that then we can get that cooking for you. I'm going to put your order back there with the kitchen as soon as you let me know what you're ordering. So I like that one. That was very upbeat. All right, you guys. So I apologize. I have got to stop. I thought I would be done with this a long time ago. And instead, as you see, I tend to take my time on things. And so what I have is we only got to person number 13. And I have 40 to do. And so I'm going to pause here because I have an appointment I have to go to, and I probably will not be back. I'm going to say I'll be back live at 7:00 tonight, Pacific Standard Time, to give myself some breathing space, because it could only take me 2 hours, but let me make sure I give myself 4 just in case, because I got to eat somewhere in there too. But I will be back. That'll be the next video that I do. I will not do any other on either of my channels until I get the rest of these free reads done. So I will see you guys back here at 7. I'm sorry to keep you waiting. I apologize, but I didn't want to rush through. I feel like that would have, I don't know, that's just not the way I would rather do it. I'd rather wait a little longer and do it right than try to rush it. So I hope you guys agree with me. I appreciate your patience with me, and I will see you guys again in just a couple hours. Okay, take care. Bye for right now.